Oh man, I don't know how this one's gonna go. I'm just flipping on the mic and just want to talk about some of the ridiculous news coming out of Warner Brothers today. All of this happened, or at least I saw all of this happen within the last hour. I've been tweeting about different things that are happening. First up, let's talk about how Michael Keaton may not do the Flash movie anymore. Reading from an article published today, Michael Keaton says, "We'll see what happens about returning as Batman opposite Justice League's Ezra Miller in The Flash." In June, Keaton entered in talks to reprise his Cape Crusader role in The Flash before director Anthony Muschietti said Keaton's Batman Returns was a substantial role to play alongside Ben Affleck's Batman of the DC Extended Universe. However, here's a quote by Keaton. Says, "I am needing a minute to think about it because I'm so fortunate and blessed. I got so much going on now. To tell you the truth, somewhere on my iPad is an iteration of the whole Flash thing that I haven't had time yet. I called them and said, I have to be honest with you. I can't look at it right now," Keaton told Deadline. "I'm so deep into this thing I'm doing," Hulu series called Dope Stick. "Also, I'm prepping a thing I'm producing and getting ready to do down the road in the fall that I'll be in. And I feel responsible to that." On coming back as Batman, Keaton added, "I'm going to see what happens here. This is going to be kind of fun. We'll see what happens. I think it's kind of a drag. We're talking about it." And I'm like, do you really know what you're talking about? I mean, I could bullshit, but once I go, I don't know. Are we going to do this or not? They say, yeah, we're doing it. Then I go, okay, now I'm going to overthink it. But until then, I don't want to think about it. As for his wait and see approach to this Batman return, Keaton said, "You want to say like Joe Pesci from My Cousin Vinny, it's a thing, but it's not a thing." What? All right, guys, I'm just going to shoot from the hip on this one here. That is crazy to me, okay? This was a big scoop got by Humberto Gonzalez for, I believe, The Wrap. I'm not 100%. I believe he writes for The Wrap. And no disrespect to Humberto, but, like, this was a big get for him. This sort of set in motion a lot of hype for new things that could be coming for the Flash film and for the multiverse in general. And this set up an expectation for the DC fandom event around the Flash movie. And in the DC fandom event and in the art and everything like that, it does clearly show designs that look a heck of a lot like the Batman from the Burton-verse. And it seems like that was really a thing that DC was going for, was the Keaton Burton-verse. And then, of course, there was this other story that broke that Ben Affleck would be coming into the Flash film and that they would have some kind of a passing of the baton between that Ben Affleck Batman to this Michael Keaton Batman. And even beyond that, news broke and rumors came out that the studio was looking to have Michael Keaton return in sort of an older man, Nick Fury-like Batman role, where he would be something like the old man Bruce Wayne from the Batman Beyond animated show. All of that's unsubstantiated. It's all Rumorville City. But I mean, what it kind of looks like here, guys, is that this crazy positioning of the studio, Warner Brothers, wanting to present this totally put together thing for their movies that was not Zack Snyder's vision. It looks like that was, at the very least, a premature attempt. Because for Michael Keaton to be saying what he said in that interview, like, that's about as far as you can go to say you are not doing a thing. I mean, he says he hasn't even looked at the last draft. He would be bullshit if he said he was actually going to do it or he was into it. And he's really into the work that he is doing. He's wrapped up with a ton of different projects. And I think the truth is, guys, that Flash movie just gets in more and more turmoil the further and further we wait to go into production. This is probably going to kill the start date. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, that's only the first incredible, horrible DC news that came out today. Next up, let's talk about how Warner Media CEO Ann Sarnoff appears to be shutting down any hope of sequels to Zack Snyder's Justice League. I didn't read that incorrectly, except her name, and honestly, who cares what her actual name is? Here's what she said here. "I appreciate that they love Zack's work, and we are very thankful for his many contributions to DC," Sarnoff told Variety. "We're just so happy that he could bring his cut of the Justice League to life because that wasn't in the plan until about a year ago. With that comes the completion of his trilogy. We're very happy we've done this, but we're very excited about the plans we have for all the multi-dimensional DC characters that are being developed right now. Furthermore, there are no plans to finish and release David Ayer's original version of Suicide Squad. She goes on to say, we wanted to give Zack the opportunity to complete his vision in a 4-hour movie, which is impossible to do in theaters, Sarnoff says. We're happy that we have HBO Max to let the rope out, as it were, and allow the fans to see all 4 hours of Zack's vision. The future of DC currently includes the Flash movie, the Suicide Squad from James Gunn, the Batman starring Robert Pattinson, Black Adam, Aquaman sequel, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, and there are more titles in various stages of development. And so there it is. That's coming from a Variety article with Ann Sarnoff, and she's literally saying, we're really happy that we got Zack's trilogy out there, but we're not doing anything else pretty much. We're happy about the future plans that we have. That was chill. We're not doing David Ayer's Suicide Squad. I mean, this is frankly ridiculous because you also have the Michael Keaton story happening today. Like, it's laughably bad that you guys are so hell-bent on crapping on Zack's vision, not allowing that stuff to fully come into fruition. And I gotta be honest, I really don't understand why. I think I have some theories, but like, it's just so obvious at this point that Warner Media has a problem with Zack Snyder and Zack Snyder having the keys to the kingdom when it comes to DC, despite the fact that by all metrics I can count, the Snyder Cut has exceeded expectations. It's blowing up in ways I don't think anybody imagined it would. It's grabbing in normies. It's bringing in Marvel fans. It's getting people interested and ready to see where the story could go. And Warner Brothers literally in one article, which is an interview with the CEO of Warner Media, guys, at a Hollywood trade. You got to understand the actual interplay of what is happening here. They're trying to get this message out there. They're trying in the heat of the hype to quell the buzz, to get the fans to shut up and say there's no hope for any other sequels. And on that very same day, Michael Keaton's like, yeah, I don't know about that Flash movie, dog. I mean, come on, DC. This is you to a T. It's getting ridiculous. It's sad. Just take the L's, admit that like this whole slate that you have is a crazy house of cards built by a divided studio that tried to act like they had their shit together while just drama and controversy after controversy was happening behind the scenes. To be honest, the fans really don't give a fuck about that other than the fact that it fucked up the Justice League movie. It fucked up Superman and Batman and the Flash and Aquaman and the characters that we care about. We're more than willing to give you stupid, greedy is our money. Just don't the characters up. Let people that have vision and voice do their work. It's just crazy to me that you had this in the vault, that you had this film years ago, that you could have had this kind of interest and intrigue and different strings to different stories out there in the public eye. It's finally out there. It's probably even bigger than it would have been back then. And you're still like, nah. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I have tried so hard to be fair when covering this Warner Brothers situation. I understand that they did do a good deed by greenlighting the Snyder Cut. I understand that. There's probably people over there that do want more Snyder Cut stuff, but it is beyond ridiculous at this point what is happening, what is going on in the trades, what is being told to the fans. All the while, it is just obvious to anyone that looks around that the Snyder Cut is exceeding expectations, that it's blowing up, that people want it. It's a phenomenon. So I just wanted to do this video. It's probably pretty ranty, to be honest with you, but I just wanted to flip on the camera and talk about this ridiculous news because they have the opportunity and the ability in this moment to make a serious shift, a shift that I think the fan base would embrace at a time when you could just keep doing it on HBO Max, and that would be incredible. And maybe, just maybe, hopefully, we're all reading way too far into this, and they're saying we're not doing this in theaters. This is not the vision. We're going to keep doing our thing, and maybe we'll do Zack stuff on HBO Max, but it doesn't read like that at all. And when you pile on the cul-de-sac comments, fake Frosty stories, 72 Batman being thrown into the Flash to distract from Ray Fisher stories, and now Keaton might not even play ball. It's ridiculous. Warner Brothers, knock it off, man. Give the people what they want. Restore the Snyderverse. This is absurd. If you feel this way, if you're angry about this, share this video around. I normally don't do rant videos like this, so don't expect a ton of rant videos like this, but share this around. Get people hyped. Tweet at Warner Brothers. Send emails. Call your congressman. I don't know what to do, but this has to stop. This is absurd. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.